Guys, this one is so huge. This law is so huge. Day 12, Law 12, the law of empowerment. Only secure leaders give power to others. The law of empowerment, only secure leaders gives power to others. This is so essential, especially in today's culture of hoarding power. The saying goes, get all you can all you get, sit on the can. No, in leadership, it has to be about giving it away, giving leadership away, giving leadership to emerging and potential leaders so they can develop into leaders who will carry on the vision that you're casting with the principles that you instill inside of them as you develop them as leaders and as you give them opportunity and empowerment to lead. A couple things I want to hit on before I touch on these three main barriers that John Maxwell talks about in regards to empowerment. I want to talk about this real quick. What we do so often is we put in the next person, but not necessarily the best person for the position that is at hand. We put in the next person, but not the best person. Why? Because we qualify that the next person has been there the longest, the next person has this connection or that connection, etc., etc. And the people who we want to empower, because we really see potential for leadership inside of them, they get left off to the side, shunted to the side until 30, 40 years later, when they'll finally have that opportunity. And by that time, they've only got another 5-year shelf life in that position before they pack it up and retire. Why? Because they were never really interested in the first place, because they never were given a sense of empowerment from the beginning. I believe strongly in empowering leaders. This is a principle that strikes very deeply to me, because the only reason that I'm in some of the positions I'm in is because people decided to take a chance on me and empower me. And those were the most secure leaders that I've ever met in my entire life. The man that I look up to the most in ministry and in the field that I go into and that I'm studying and that I'm going into and the jobs that I'm looking at, he says this. He says, I'm trying to work myself out of a job by developing people who can do everything that I do. That's mind-blowing. That's secure, though. That's so secure. In fact, as far as I apologize, Ronald Heifetz and Donald Lowry say, in the regards to what the work of leadership is in the Harvard Business Review, they say this in their point 5. They say, give the work back to employees. It instills self-confidence, and it encourages a safe place where they can take risks. I heard someone say this the other day when I was in a job interview. He said, Rudy, I want to give you the opportunity to fail under supervision. I want you to take the opportunity, I want you to take chances, and I want you to take risks, but I don't want you to feel bad about it. I don't want you to feel like there's anything holding you back from it. I want you to do what you feel led to do, under supervision, of course, under guidance, under authority, not off on your own into some crazy thing, but I want you to feel supervised, that like you can take this. He was empowering me. He was saying, I want to empower you if you take this position. That's awesome. That's huge. That caught me immediately, especially someone who's going into a job market where I have some credibility and some qualification. I'll come out with a degree that says that I can communicate and that I can lead, which is awesome. But here we are with this 3 principles, and he was trying to empower me, but 3 principles that become barriers for empowerment. This is from the leader's perspective. This is from our perspective as leaders, why we should empower those below us. First is the desire for job security. We want to hold on to our position, and we're afraid that if we hook someone else up with more power, that they'll eventually take our spot. It's a sad reality. The second is resistance to change. We like things the way they are. We're comfortable with the way things are, mostly because we probably had something to do with things being the way they are. So whenever we empower someone and they come in with a great idea, we're cautious. We're resistant to change. The third barrier is lack of self-worth. If you are insecure, you will have a lack of self-worth. That's why you're insecure. But if you're secure, you already know that what's more valuable than you having position and than you having this high and mighty authority is for you to be able to develop someone else to fill the spot that you have now later, or to begin the process to develop them to fill the spot that you have now. How do you do that? You empower them. You empower people. Empower people. Here's the thought that I want to leave you with. that I jotted down that really struck me as I was reading this and really hit me. You need to take the risk. Empowerment is taking the risk that is only a risk in your mind. Empowerment is taking the risk that is only a risk in your mind. When you hand someone responsibility, you say, I value you, I think you can do it, show me that you can. And most times, real emergent leaders, don't tell anyone this, they respond very well to that. I hope you have learned something. I hope that you go out and empower those who are below you. That would be my application for you today. Empower the people who are below you. Prove to yourself and to others that you are a secure leader. You can give power away. I'll see you guys tomorrow.